It's officially the new year, which means it's time for a new list of games. We'll go ahead and jump straight into it with the 10 that we think are going to be the top ones of January. Starting off our list is a fresh take on a classic genre with Sovereign Syndicate. This game is an isometric CRPG set in a Victorian steampunk world. You'll be attempting to solve a mystery of people who've gone missing while you uncover the secrets of a mysterious cult. You'll be playing as 3 separate characters that offer their own skills toward handling situations. The game features 20 locations for you to explore and one of the most interesting combat systems we've seen, where instead of rolling dice to decide an outcome, you'll be relying on tarot cards. Now, you can attempt to handle situations however you see fit, as the game offers you the freedom to solve things through combat, persuasion, magic, or even explosives. The choice is yours, so do whatever your gut says. If you like classic RPGs and you're looking for something new, this one will be out on PC January 15th. If managing civilizations torn from disaster is your cup of tea, New Cycle's here to fill your cup. This one is a strategy city builder similar to the likes of Frostpunk, which sounds great to us because that was a fantastic game. The setup for this one is that solar flares knocked out all of technology, and now you must lead a colony back from the brink of collapse. As you probably could have guessed, you'll have to deal with issues amongst the colony, like managing morale and pathing out the growth of the colony, all while still gathering resources and dealing with natural disasters. Now, unlike Frostpunk, this one does try to focus a bit more on the city building and less on politics. If you're interested in checking this one out, it'll be releasing on PC January 18th. Back from the dead with a whole new look is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. This one is a Metroidvania-style game, much different than their third-person adventure games that they've been doing for the past decade, which originally people seemed very upset over the changes. However, based on all the reviews from people who've gotten to test it, things are looking pretty good for the game, which should come as no surprise as it's got a strong development team behind it. We're talking about the same guys who made Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. Another major change this time around is you won't actually be playing as the prince, as he's been captured, but instead you'll be playing as Sargon. We're excited to give this one a go, though if you're still on the fence, there will be a free demo you can try 1 week before launch, which this one will be playable on all devices January 18th. Breathing life into a more recent title is The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. I feel like this one kind of doesn't need much explaining. There are going to be a few new features coming with a remastered version, like a new roguelike mode called No Return. They've also added what they're calling Lost Levels, which got cut during the original, as well as a guitar-free play mode for those who just want to sit back and strum away. Now, if you're wondering why this one is getting a remake when the original is only a few years old, it's mostly just so they can make it graphically better while moving it over to the new engine as they're setting to continue the story. For those of you who didn't buy the original, this one's going to run you $70. Though, if you did buy the original, it's only $10. This one will be dropping on the PS5 January 19th. Back from the past is Another Code: Recollection. This one is a remake to an adventure game that originally debuted on the Nintendo DS called Another Code: Trace Memory, as well as the sequel Another Code R, which sadly never released in North America. In this game, you'll play as Ashley as you solve puzzles, gather clues, and investigate traces of the past, while attempting to unravel the mystery of what happened to your parents. This game has a deep following from those who originally got to experience it on the DS. I know this one was a lot of people's first DS game, and we're glad to see it making a comeback and bringing Another Code R to North America. For those who are interested in trying it out, there's currently a demo available for it in the Switch eShop. Those waiting for the full release can expect this one to drop on the Switch January 19th. The Howls of the Night spell trouble in Howl. This one is a turn-based tactical folktale set in medieval times. The game's story revolves around a sinister howling plague that has ravaged the land, turning all who hear it into feral beasts. You play a deaf heroine who plunges into danger in search of a cure. One of the aspects we love about this game is the fantastic art style. The game hasn't received much attention yet, but the reviews they have are all positive, so it's definitely one to check out if you're into simple, relaxing puzzle-solving games. This one will be releasing on all platforms January 23rd. Fighting its way onto this list is Under Night and Birth 2, Celes. This game is an anime fighting game with a style very similar to some classic arcade games that you might remember if you grew up in that era. This game features a roster of 24 characters to choose from, and some of the changes they've added from the original title are new moves and enhanced graphics. If you're interested in picking this one up, it'll be available on all platforms January 25th. If you have many leather-bound books with your apartment smelling of rich mahogany, then Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy might be the game for you. This one is a compilation of the previous Ace Attorney games, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, as well as 2 previously DLC-only special episodes. If you've never played any of these games, they're crazy stories with over-the-top reactions, and you can even make custom reactions for some hilarious moments. This one will have a total of 16 episodes in all, and I'd highly recommend checking it out if you've never played one before. This one will be coming to all platforms January 25th. Coming at you with a massive glow-up is going to be Tekken 8. This one is exactly what you'd expect from the Tekken franchise, other than a few new additions, as not much has changed here. The game is now running on the UE5 engine, which you can clearly see from the detailed graphics. This makes it the first fighter game to take advantage of the UE5's beautiful aesthetics. As for some of the new gameplay additions, there's an Area Quest single-player mode and a Heat State. The Heat State grants not only chip damage and additional movesets, but also changes the properties of some characters' moves, such as a heavy guard break. Fighters may also dash cancel their designated moves into the Heat State. And that's pretty much it. If you like fighting games, this one is just a new and improved Tekken, so we expect it to be a top contender. If you want to get your hands on this one, it'll be releasing to all platforms other than Switch on January 26th. Driving like it's Crazy Taxi on a bicycle, we've got Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. If you haven't played a Like a Dragon game before, it's a turn-based RPG with loads of crazy minigames thrown in to have you doing the oddest things in the best possible way. In this one, you'll be playing as Ichiban Kasuga and Kazuma Kairu, the original Like a Dragon protagonist. As for the combat, we stated it was turn-based, though there is a slight variation this time, as there will also be some action combat mixed in as well. This is due to Kairu's unique job, Dragon of Dojima, that provides him with the ability to switch between multiple fighting styles, while also allowing him to temporarily perform real-time combat, similar to the brawler gameplay from previous Like a Dragon titles. The game will take place in Hawaii and is stated to be the biggest map in the Like a Dragon franchise. The open world will be filled with fun minigames, as you would expect, like catching butterflies, delivering pizza, and the famous karaoke will of course be making its return. Overall, it's looking to be a great time and is pretty high on the list for games releasing in January. If you're looking to dive back into the world of Like a Dragon, this one will be available on all major platforms other than Switch on January 26th. Getting into our bonus games, which are titles that are either entering open beta or early access. This month, we have 3 that made the list, starting off with one that could end up being a surprise hit called Contain. This one is a first-person co-op tactical shooter where the world has been overrun by supernatural threats, and you must now work together to contain these beings. The game features loads of weapon customization, as well as character customization to ensure that you will be prepared to deal with these oncoming threats. If you're interested in checking this one out, it'll be hitting early access on PC January 16th. Now the game that we're most excited about this month is Enshrouded. This game is a survival action RPG with a completely voxel-based world, meaning you can destroy, dig, build, and manipulate the whole world. It's literally in your hands how you choose to proceed. The game features co-op with up to 16 players. One of the core mechanics to this game is the Shroud, which is basically a foggy zone that will kill you if you stay in it too long. In order to lift the Shroud from the area, you'll need to find and defeat the boss that resides over that zone. If you're like us and ready to take on the Shroud, this one hits early access on PC January 24th. Lastly, a game that takes Gotta Catch 'Em All to a whole new level is Paleworld. This game is pretty much Pokemon with guns. If you haven't heard of it or seen anything about it, they're classifying it as an open world survival. You'll be able to take on monsters, capture them, and have them work alongside or for you doing various tasks, some of which include manning your factories, supporting you in battle, and mounts for traversal. It's pretty wild from what we've seen in the trailers, and I'm not sure what more to say about this one other than you'd have to see it to believe it. If you're interested, it's slated for early access in January, though they haven't given a precise date yet, so don't be surprised if this one gets pushed back. That's going to wrap things up for this one. Let us know if you plan on playing any of these or just any of your thoughts in the comments down below because we love hearing from you guys, even if you're just telling us that we forgot something. We do understand we're not perfect. If you did enjoy this one, though, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.